Look, it's a disappointing result. Whenever you lose a game of football, it's disappointing. Fair play to them; they're a very good side, especially here at home. Even if everything's going well, it's still a difficult task to come here. To keep my disappointment in terms of the result in context, it's been it's no secret. It's been a very disruptive week for the players. 7 days ago, their world was totally different from what it is today, and you got to understand that. I certainly do, and can't fault the players' kind of endeavour and effort. I thought we hung in there. We never really had control of the game at any point, but we still, I thought, worked really hard in the first half, and it's kind of small seeds towards the end of the first half of us maybe being able to sort of cause them some problems, but the second goal straight after half-time sort of killed the game. They're very good at controlling it from there, and we weren't able to get back in it. So you've got to, you can't accept defeat, and you've got to be disappointed by it. But the context of, what the week's been like, I can't fault the players in terms of, what they were trying to do.
You mentioned it ahead of the game that you've got a very busy schedule coming up. Will you have the time on the training pitch with your players to kind of get over what you want?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've only had one training session together. Obviously, International Week made it more challenging. We only really had yesterday together as a group. So even though we've got games, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because there's a lot of the new signings who haven't really got the opportunity yet. Guys like Douglas Luiz and you saw today Dylan Baka and Calamiendo and Jesus, McAtee, Hutchinson, Jair. Savona's first game. There's a lot of players there who, the beauty of being in Europe, and I guess Carabao Cup Wednesday night is that along with training, we can actually bet in some match principles as well. So I think it's kind of, good opportunity in this between now and next international break to sort of, integrate the new players, but also start betting down some of our principles in terms of how we want to play.
Thank you. Next. Yes.
Hi, Ange. Can you talk a little bit about how obviously you've had next to no time with the players? So do you just try and push continuity, or can you just talk about how you add your own stuff? It's just no time.
Well, not for this week anyway. Look, I mean, who knows whether it's the right way or the wrong way, but, like I said, the players, they're all away on international duty. The other players had sort of, the whole weekend off. They only got back in on Tuesday. So, what they left, when they left the club to what they inherited was totally different. New face, new voices, new coaching, new training. And I just thought, today I didn't want to make too many changes to the lineup because, I think it would have been unfair both on the existing players but on the new players to be thrown in such a difficult game. But I think we can put a line through that now. I think now we kind of understand that's the week, and that's the first week, and the sort of first phase sort of we can put to bed and now start looking ahead. We've got, like I said, we've got a game Wednesday. We've got 2 sessions before that. That's gold for us. Then we've got another couple of sessions before the next Premier League game. Opportunity to play some players. So, I think whatever's happened this week and, sort of how disruptive it's been, we can put a line through it and start looking ahead.
And what did you make of Elliot Anderson? He's obviously come in with a lot of confidence after his 2 quarters for England. How much are you looking forward to working with him?
Oh, that was brilliant, man. Outstanding. Ability, but, we had to work really hard today. We didn't have a lot of the ball, but every time he was on it, I thought he was unbelievable. Really excited to work with him. He's still a young man, but I've only had literally 48 hours with him, but already I can see he's very, very ambitious, wants to win, wants to be the best. Outstanding, and very excited to be working with him.
How much of a blow was it losing Ola, obviously, as well?
Yeah, again, just added to the disruption. Then you lose Murillo, so it's kind of, it just added to the disruption, I guess, of, we had to make some changes to the sort of lineup that meant, Neco had to play on the right-hand side. Morata had to play as a left full-back, so that was a bit disruptive. But again, all that sort of stuff is kind of, just a moment in time. Looking ahead, you know, we'll obviously have Alex Chenko ready for the next game, and it was great. Young Savannah got some game time today. We'll get some game time to guys like Jair as well, so we'll have some options at the back.
And you said that you did see a few little seeds. I think you said. What were they? What did you see that you wanted to take forward?
Well, I think, you know, the boys sort of hung in there. At no stage I think they sort of, you know, gave up the fight. I thought Dylan Baka, when he came on, was really exciting, you know, for his first sort of game. Really liked Dan and Doy's sort of ability to cause the opposition problems. You know, the kind of bedrock of the team, guys like Milenkovic and Matty Sells. I thought Neco Williams, you know, again, had a tough job today, but I thought when he went to the left-hand side, did a really good job for us. So there's plenty there, and there's no one I'm saying, well, oh, that was disappointing, because like I said, it'd just be unfair on the players, you know. In any walk of life, if you have such a massive disruption and then you're facing such a massive challenge straight away, all I could ask for today was, you know, effort and a bit of endeavour. We tried to do a couple of things a little bit differently, and I could see they were trying. And as long as I see that's all I need. That's the encouragement I need. My job is now to give them clarity moving forward so that we can play our football.
Last question?
Check on Murillo.
Yeah, it's a knock. Obviously, got a bit of a knock there, so hoping it's nothing too serious, and hoping to be available for next week. But I'll just wait and report. Yeah.
Last one, Paul.
Ange, it's obviously very early days for you, but how long do you think it'll take before we do see a team that is a reflection of what you want? Are we talking weeks or months? Or?
Oh no, mate! It won't be months. It won't be weeks. It'll be Wednesday. You know, I can't afford to waste time. This is not a project. This football club had a strong season last year. It needs to be stronger this year. My job is to get us to where I want us as quickly as possible. So, you know, by Wednesday night we start seeing, you know, some real principles being embedded. It won't take long, and I'm not going to let it take long. I'll make sure that we turn it around, because we've got an unbelievable opportunity this year to make an impact, and I'm not going to let that slip.
Thank you very much.
So.